Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and today I would like to share a little unpackaging with you guys. This is something coming from Amazon, as you can see with this beautiful little smiley face right there. The unpackaging knife is going to be the Kanu Knives Chad. This is the reverse tux Chad. I spent the last hour and a half messing with this thing to try to get the detent a little bit stronger, because out of the box, just probably some of the weakest Omega springs I've ever messed with. So more on that later. So I definitely got to spend more time with it before I can start crapping all over it. There's a lot of good here. There really is a lot of good here, but I really shouldn't have had to spend that much time. The blade material, it is the PM60. Still haven't really used it a whole lot, but I am planning to take it to work soon. If what's in here doesn't impress me more, this is going to be my first free tiger knife. Now, a lot of you, I'm sure, have seen this brand. It's a budget brand, super budget, floating around on Amazon, and I've always kind of been a little put off by them because they tend to do a lot of stuff that looks a little cloney. But I decided to spend a whopping sub $30. I think it was like 27 in some cents, but after shipping, whatever, it was like 30 bucks. I decided to take a little risk and get something that is very similar to a cult favorite, honestly. You guys will know exactly what I'm talking about once we break this open. Free Tiger Pocket Knife FT2103 CF for carbon fiber, made in China. Let's go ahead and get this guy open here. Okay, little card in there. So, a little cardboard sleeve, kind of like what you get on a Hinderer knife or a Tucson knife. So, alright, little card, nothing crazy. That's actually the one that we're going to be checking out today, so that's cool. All these other ones, they don't really, they don't really do anything for me. That looks exactly like a QIGMGS knife or Remet. That looks exactly like a Remet knife. So you get a little pouch right here. Right there, nothing inside of that. And here's the knife right here. It's a bug out. No, not exactly, right? But the idea is to be as close to a budget bug out as possible. And in my opinion, with a couple things that the bug out doesn't have. This has bearings, as far as I know. I'm not sure if they're ceramic or not. This is supposed to have stronger Omega springs, T6 body screws, T8 pivot for both sides, a deep carry pocket clip that sits just a little bit lower. I mean, not much is going to stick in out of your pocket. Some steel standoffs, and these are, from what I can tell, solid standard weave carbon fiber scales, so that's quite nice. They look very clean and well machined. And I actually do have my bug out pulled up right over there. I'll bring it out in just a sec, but just want to give this guy some attention, definitely, before I start bringing out a bunch of other stuff. Let's get this blade out. Let's check out that detent. Oh, that's good. That's actually really nice. Let's check out the comfort on that crossbar style lock. Oh yeah, you are not gonna get that with really any Benchmade. I mean, Benchmade doesn't even make anything for $30 anyway. More like add an extra zero to the end of that. But oh, this is actually pretty sweet. That's nice. All right, D2. I don't remember the coating that's on here. It's probably a DLC coating. It's not a super fancy finish, but it looks very consistent. I do appreciate that for sure. Taking a look at that edge, looks relatively consistent. It's all right. A little bit of smile back there, whatever, not a big deal. But the sharpening choil and plunge grind, it's good. It's pretty darn good for $30. So that's quite nice. The Omega springs that are on here, they are significantly stronger than what come on the Benchmade standard. You can buy some aftermarket Omega springs that are a little bit stronger than the ones that are directly from Benchmade to have similar tension like this. But yeah, this is nice and clicky. Let's check the lock. Up and down, a little bit of up and down right there, but that's not foreign to crossbar style locks or knives that run on Omega springs. Sorry, dog's barking over there. Side to side, pretty solid. Let's check out moving the pivot. Nothing there. All right, that is not bad at all. Give me 1 second. Alrighty, so right now what we're gonna do with this guy is we'll get the weight on it. I already shared the price. We're gonna do a factory edge test and a couple little size comparisons. So let me grab my scale over here. Now the bug out that I have, if you guys are frequent watchers of my channel, thank you if you are. You know that the bug out that I have, my only example of a Benchmade bug out, has been modified to the max essentially. So it's not the original weight that a bug out usually is. Off the top of my head, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was around 2 ounces. This, I mean, it has the solid carbon fiber scales, but it's over some relatively thick steel liners. It is kind of blocky in hand. There's not a whole lot of finishing work that went into this really. But I'll say that this is probably going to weigh more than a standard bug out, which even still not that bad, and it's putting it in the realm of a standard pocket knife. 3.3, nothing crazy really, not really super surprising. Definitely not going to compete with an actual bug out, and I don't know why I'm even saying actual bug out, because this isn't really a copy, and I'll show you guys that in just a sec. Alrighty, paper test. The handle shape is quite different, feels different for sure, and the blade is, I would think it's a little bit thicker honestly, with the stock thickness at least. That factory edge is just, that's pretty nice. That is quite impressive. I mean, that's, from what I remember, and the bug out that I got, it was technically used by Love Them Knives, or he was selling it for somebody as essentially brand new. It was open box, but brand new Benchmade bug out. This is what that edge felt like really. It wasn't anything super refined. On a leather strop, which, you know what, we can go ahead and try that out right now. Let's give this guy a couple little swipes. I'm honestly pretty impressed. Now, before I go and just, you know, say that this is a highly recommendable knife, I am going to be critiquing a lot of different things. The $30 or sub $50 knife market is extremely competitive nowadays. Sencut is definitely leading the pack. Sencut, which is a part of the WE Civivi line. I'd say Sencut's probably leading the pack on the sub-budget territory like that, but I'm gonna go ahead and critique the hardware quality, how easy it is to take apart, just the fit and finish, things like that. Alrighty, couple little strops, nothing fancy. I've had many budget knives. Oh yeah, you can feel it, you can hear it just a little bit. Maybe my audio is not too great, but I can definitely hear it. Yeah, that definitely helped out a good bit. That action, man, that is just super snappy. You are not gonna get action like that from a Benchmade, that's for sure. Go ahead, get this out the way. But there's a lot that this knife is gonna go through before I go ahead and just say that it's a highly recommendable knife. Let's get that nice and centered up. Let's get some size comparisons out. Here I have my Benchmade bug out, which is pretty much the same size, but as you can see, even though these are Flightanium radar scales, I guess the scale design, the shape of them, the overall silhouette is quite the same of the standard bug out scales. So as you can see, there's a whole lot more finishing effort that was put into these. This, I mean, is pretty freaking blocky, right? Definitely a whole lot thicker in hand, that's for sure. The studs stick out a little further, and the blade stock thickness, it actually looks quite the same. Out to the tip, yeah, you know what, maybe this Free Tiger might have a little bit of a thinness more than the bug out. I will say though that the swedge pattern is pretty much the same, but the height of the flat on the Benchmade is a whole lot shorter. It's about half the height of this flat area right here. So there are some differences there for sure, but even still, there are quite a few different little design aspects there. So we'll leave those guys out. And this just because I've been using the absolute life out of it. The Migron Knives Moral. Such a weird name, Moral. And then this because I was fidgeting with it a good bit. Bridgeport Knives 395 version 2. So definitely a little bit shorter for sure. Alrighty, so that's pretty much gonna be it. We did price, just a hair under 30 bucks. We did weight, factory edge tests, and showing off the action. Yeah, this thing is pretty nice and quite comfortable. Really, I'm probably not gonna spend a whole lot of time with this thing because I can already tell that this thing's probably gonna be pretty darn sweet. Again, I'm going to critique the fit and finish. If it's finished as well on the inside as it was on the outside. For $30, this looks pretty darn nice, honestly. This seems like a pretty promising thing. Still going to have the possible downsides of a knife running on Omega Springs. Omega Springs can break. I have broken 3 sets of them before on 2 separate models on significantly more expensive knives that are actually made in the US. So, and I'm not a hard user of knives. I'm really not. Paper, cardboard, plastic, and the occasional fruit for lunch. But that's really all of this is gonna see. And of course, I've handled a bunch of D2 budget bladed knives, so I should know for the most part what D2 feels like after being sharpened and then maintained with a little leather strop. So if you guys like what you see here, I will be linking this down in the description. Go ahead and just take a look at it. If you want to wait till the, I guess, final results, go ahead. Feel free to do so. And with that being said, if you are subscribed, I most definitely appreciate all your guys' support and patience, of course. If you are not subscribed, consider subscribing because I have plenty more content coming your guys' way. And with that being said, have a wonderful rest of your day.